So what are we going to do today?
We're going to react to, get a first impression of the new Day to Remember video.
Okay.
The song Mindreader.
When did this one come out?
About a week ago, it looks like.
The actual song came out or the official video?
They put out the video with the song when it was released, I believe. I don't know if their album, I don't think they have an album announced yet, but I'm assuming it'll probably be coming out in the middle of the year sometime. Maybe
Nice.
Maybe late summer, early fall.
Nice.
So I don't know, I'm pretty excited for it. I've heard a couple. The first single they put out, wasn't a fan of, but it was more like pop punky. But then this one, Resentment, I like that one a lot. It's a little bit heavier.
Did you see the YouTube video that came out yesterday or the day before of the guy from A Day to Remember reaction to the Ghost Inside video?
That was August Burns Red.
Oh, was that August Burns
yeah,
Red?
that was
Okay.
August Burns Red.
I was thinking Day to Remember.
Yeah.
That was kind of
cool.
cool.
Yeah, that was very cool.
That's
It's
cool.
cool to see guys like that are popular that know the guys like still get emotional over that shit.
It's like we talked about our last podcast, how the music industry and these bands fully support these
For
guys
sure.
and their comeback and
For
stuff.
sure.
That's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
that's very cool.
All right, let's check this out.
All right, let's do it. They've always had interesting music videos.
They do cartoon things like this previously?
They
too?
have, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
They've always had just really well thought out, well produced videos.
Kind of like back in the old MTV days when
Exactly. It kind of gives me a vibe, like a Gorillaz vibe.
it does have a Gorillaz vibe. You're right.
It's cool that they're actually, those characters are based off the guys in the band. Too.
Yeah. It's like watching Saturday morning cartoons all over again.
It gives you like a old school Disney vibe.
Kind of. Yeah. It's just the animation techniques and effects and stuff. Yeah. Got it. It's a good tune too.
It's not bad.
I know you prefer it
I
heavier.
want something heavier from them, but I'm sure if the album comes out, that's what we'll get.
Yeah.
All three of the singles that we put out have been pretty tame so far. But
Is that by design, you think, a little bit to get a little more mainstream? Or a lot of these bands do that, don't they?
they like to mix it up though. They do a little bit of everything with their music, but yeah.
But don't a lot of these bands that are heavier to kind of get a little bit more recognition notice, don't they sometimes put out some
Definitely.
more mainstream
Definitely.
stuff and kind of popish type feel?
Definitely. Were we getting a breakdown?
I figure we probably are. Probably a sick-ass breakdown.
Maybe not.
It's coming. Right here, I'm guessing.
Back to the chorus.
I was wrong. Darn it.
It's good, catchy chorus though.
I'm liking this.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I have to admit.
Yeah, that
I mean, it's catchy. It's a catchy tune.
different than what I expected from them. Because their first single they put out was like really like pop punky. I can't
Even
remember
more
what it's
than
called.
Tame Than That.
Yeah.
Really?
I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, it was no screaming like at all, just like that and stuff too. But then they had that second single, Resentment, that was a kind of a mix of both. There was a pretty nasty breakdown in that song, but the chorus was great and all that stuff too. It was typical of Day to Remember song, but that was interesting. It's
Like
not
you
bad.
said, a Gorillaz feel. That also had I'm trying to think of somebody else that kind of reminded me of. A little Panic at the Disco type vibe to it, I guess.
Yeah. Especially with his vocals too.
Yeah, his vocals are good. I like that.
Jeremy's a good singer.
That's cool.
They're one of the really good live bands I've seen. I only saw them play open for Blink-182.
I've
one
never
time.
seen. I haven't seen them.
They were really good. I was impressed.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see them play a headline set, but they don't headline around here really. So
Yeah, they don't come here very often, do they?
no, they opened at the arena for Blink, but they're too big to like headline the Knitting Factory or
Right.
something like that too. So, but what was your overall impression? You liked it?
I do like it. I mean, out of a 10, at a scale of 10, I'd give that an 8.5. I mean,
Yeah.
I would put that on my Spotify playlist.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of something that's relaxing, not too like overbearing and stuff too. It's good. I'm hoping that they're gonna announce an album soon.
I bet you they are if they're putting these
it's-
out.
They put out the first single late last year, and then the Resentment came out like 2 or 3 months ago, and then they put this out last week. I'm hoping maybe the next single they'll make an album announcement. Maybe it's all delayed due to coronavirus and
Could
stuff
be.
too, but I would presume late summer, early fall.
Or any of these bands, because I know a couple years ago the big thing was not to put out a full album, but to put out like an EP.
Mm-hmm.
Or any of these bands still doing stuff like that too, where they're putting out like a 4-song EP or something like
that
that.
happens all the time still. A lot of the stuff in this genre specifically do that. So,
Right.
I don't see a lot of rock or like anything other
No.
than metal or
Right.
hardcore
That's
stuff
why I
doing
asked.
that really
That's why I
very
asked.
often. But
I didn't know if that was still a popular thing, because a couple years ago it seemed like every one of these bands were doing that.
Well, and then most of the time now it's like EPs that come out are like typically like scrapped songs from previous albums, like B-sides.
Oh, are they?
Like, remixed, like Currents, they put out an EP a year and a half ago called I Let the Devil In, and had 5 songs on it, and I think all of them were just like kind of shit that they played around with when they recorded their
Gotcha.
main album.
And it didn't make the
their
list,
first album.
basically.
Yeah,
So
and then they remixed them and re-recorded them and stuff too, and then threw them on an EP.
interesting. I guess that makes sense, though.
And then I know bands do that for like EPs, and then like adding like bonus tracks to
Mm-hmm.
records and stuff too. So, but I think that A Day to Remember, it's about due for them to put out a new album, because they haven't had an album out in a couple years. So
Nice. Very
maybe
cool.
about 3 years. So
No, that was a good choice.
Yeah.
That, like I said, I'll put that on my Spotify playlist.
yeah, I think you'll like
So,
that.
yeah.
I figured you'd like that. So
Cool. All right. Well, thank you,
Cool.
sir.
Yeah, thanks for
Appreciate it.
listening to me.
Let's do some more of these.